Yeah, as you couldn't tell, that just did not age well. Trust me, I am working on some stuff, but school's giving me a lot of shit recently, and thank God it's almost over, because now I'm gonna be posting videos again. Hopefully. Remember that. I literally said it in early April, and I said hopefully, so that doesn't mean guaranteed, but here's this to hold you over. So, Death Battle is a show that I really like, and with it being gone for 3 months, not 3 months, 5 months instead of the usual like three or so, yeah, it did not give me a lot to react to, and yeah, I just didn't really find that much interesting to react to or even like play. I've been doing some projects, but not only do they take a long time, I've been also having to deal with school. So anyway, it is 12:51 right now, and we're going to be watching the premiere of Death Battle Season 10, Episode 1, Ant-Man vs. Adam. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed me reacting to it. If not for the fact that maybe, yeah, you're just watching it for yourself at the premiere right now. I'll have this posted around, I don't know, 6 or so. So yeah, let's get into it. What other reason than just to start big or small? Yeah, you know what I mean. They can like shrink. But yeah, I'd say my money is on Ant Man. I haven't seen the actual episode yet because it's coming out in 8 minutes. But yeah, I've looked on the wiki pages, and they have interesting powers. But Adam has like a bio belt, and Ant Man can like change molecular, no, not molecular, like biological particles. So he might win, but I don't know what Adam's staff does, so maybe he can win. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it. I'll see you in 8 minutes when the premiere starts. Come on. I'm here already, Death Battle premiere. You don't need to notify me on my computer. Come on. I'm just gonna mute this. The wait is just super agonizing. Oh my god. A minute left. A minute left in 5 months. Hopefully, hopefully I don't get this one wrong. This will finally give me a mystery to solve since I haven't not watched like a Death Battle I haven't watched since February. Like, I've just kept watching the same ones from now on over and over again to try and figure something out, and that'll be like a set of videos eventually. So yeah, 30 seconds left, huh? I'm just gonna cut it right here, and yeah, I'll see you in 20 seconds. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, let's go.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp and Mint Mobile.
That was a smooth transition, not gonna lie, Wiz. Why is my thing lagging?
We're just trying to get these out of the way.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze
All right.
their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
A death battle.
Did you know that ants can lift
Oh my
50 times their own body weight? That'd be like if you lifted a car straight over your head.
Okay.
I did, thanks to my fun fact of the day calendar. Also, Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada yesterday.
Well, I bet your calendar didn't tell you that Dr. Henry Pym, aka Hank, was considered a genius at a very early age. By 3 years old, doctors declared that he was smarter than both his parents combined.
Damn.
He actually majored in biochemistry and became one of the most successful scientists in his field. He had big ideas about shrinking the size of cargo to reduce shipping
He's
costs.
only 135 pounds?
All of
What?
which made him a laughing stock in the scientific community and sparked a long-lasting insecurity and need to prove himself.
But he did it. He developed a working serum. He
Why
went
is this
from laughing
editing
stock
so
to
good?
Christmas stocking, the much better stuck, right behind Bean and Life.
So, Naturally, he tested the serum on himself, like any self-respecting scientist would, and shrank down to the size of an ant.
And just when things started going south, a sweet little ant, let's call her Aunt Hathaway, swooped in and led Hank
Aunt
back to
Hathaway.
his lab where he could return to full
Ulysses
size.
S. and
Then harnessed the
other
serum
stuff
and
like
became
that.
the superhero, Ant-Man. Along with his new identity came a fascination in entomology, which makes total sense. Ants are fascinating.
Did you know that ants can talk to each other in a bunch of different ways? Through touch, sound, or even sharing information by barfing at each other.
It's
What?
actually called trophallaxis, and they're not barfing per se.
Huh.
It's more like
Okay.
passing food mouth to mouth.
Gross! Hank figured out
That-
how
that's
to
still
communicate
gross
with his
anyway.
new pets. Not by barfing, but by creating a cybernetic helmet that mirrors an ant's antenna. And he's even developed genuine relationships with some ants, like Ulysses S. Ant here.
Yeah,
But he
how
didn't
like
stop
from Ant-Man
there.
and the
Hank
Wasp.
developed a lot of amazing tech like a stinger pistol that focuses his bioenergy into a stun beam, and
that's what I
image-inducing
was saying at the
camouflage to
beginning.
mask himself as an ant. It worked so well it fooled Reed Richards, the smartest guy on the planet.
He also built a suit that runs on that nifty serum he made back in his lab. It lets him shrink thanks to the newly discovered PIM particles, named after himself. Ah, classic Hank.
Yeah,
And
of
the
course.
PIM particle is the key to unlocking the fundamental constants of the quantum mechanics at play here. They enable you to decrease the distance between atoms. However, in
Huh.
order to do that, he'd have to change the Bohr radius, the ratio of electron mass to the distance the electrons orbit an atom's nucleus.
Well, of course. Like how when you make a bagel pizza, you can't fit the whole pizza on the bagel. Believe me, I've tried. It's too small. You just gotta put less on.
I used to love bagel
Sure,
bites when I was
so
a kid.
the PIM particles are actually displacing mass to an alternate dimension in order to maintain that ratio.
Oh, it's like having a second bagel to put the rest of your pizza on. I get it.
But if that were true, he shouldn't be able to punch with full-size strength if he has less mass.
And he's definitely lighter, because otherwise he'd crush the sweet ants he rides, like Vincent Van Gogh here.
His
Vince
mass is being
and
replaced
Van
with
Gogh?
massless neutrinos, but that doesn't adequately explain how he can have less mass and seemingly more mass at the same time.
Sure it does, Wiz. Trust Pim and his particles. Look at the guy. He's
I like
explaining
how
the whole
Vince
thing
thinks
while
like
wearing
little
a lab
scientist
coat.
guy.
What's more trustworthy than that? You're the exception.
You think you understand this?
Oh, of course. He's small but strong. You said something about a boar, so I guess you wanted ham on that pizza, but I already made the pizza.
Will you take that coat off?
No. Oh,
Regardless, there is virtually no limit to Hank's ability to shrink. He can go beyond subatomic, down to the underspace, a plane of existence below all realities in the Marvel Universe.
and Hank has literally changed his biology. He's rewritten his own chemical makeup to prevent anyone else from changing his size. And he's used PIM particles so much, he's now got an energy field around him that lets him change the size of people or objects on the fly, through touch or by straight up firing PIM particles in the air.
He's never shy about using them
Okay.
either. He eventually supplied his wife, Janet Van Dyne, with some PIM tech to become the Wasp, his partner in crime fighting.
The two ended up rubbing shoulders with A-listers like Thor, Iron Man, and the Hulk to take down Loki. Ant-Man and the Wasp were actually the ones that captured him and pitched the idea of forming the Avengers.
Unfortunately,
Oh, really?
Hank's insecurities started to creep back
I didn't
in,
know that.
and he felt that if he wanted to keep up with the big heroes, he was going to have to think bigger.
Enter a bunch of those PIM-powered alter egos like Yellow Jacket and Giant Man, where he can grow
Giant
anywhere
Man.
from 12 feet tall to so big he can enter the overspace, the polar opposite of the
The
underspace.
overspace.
There he met
Okay.
Eternity, who called him Earth's Scientist Supreme. Something he won't let you forget.
Hank pushed himself to these insane heights, even though he knew the strain on his body could be fatal.
But he simply didn't care and kept pushing himself. Thus, his greatest and worst creation was born. Ultron.
Yep, all the Tin Man Tron was created by Hank, not Tony.
Oh, yeah,
like the
right, it was
movies.
mentioned in
But
Ultron
the
vs.
mass murder
Sigma,
butt
he was,
thing turned out pretty much the
Scientist
same.
Supreme.
Big swing and a miss there.
The fallout from Ultron left Hank in a bad place, to say the least. His guilt made him feel like an utter failure, and that his best work was behind him. This led Hank to do unspeakable things.
A real low-life move. And even though poor mental health doesn't excuse this behavior, it was clear that Hank needed help. He suffered multiple
Isn't
mental
this
breakdowns.
video
ignored the
sponsored by
physical toll of the
BetterHelp?
PIM particles,
I find
and
that
had bipolar
funnier than it
disorder
should
that
be,
went undiagnosed for
considering
years.
this.
So Hank finally did the best thing he could. He acknowledged his problems, got the help he needed, and committed to self-improvement.
And with that help, Hank slowly started making things right. He rebuilt the West Coast Avengers, gave Scott Lang his blessing to become the second Ant-Man, and finally defeated Ultron.
He created a backdoor Trojan infiltration code to defeat
I
Ultron that
think
was
I'm
so
gonna,
advanced it went on to replicate
turn
and
this
evolve
off,
all on its own to
because
create
I
a new
might have to
species
come
made up of
back
artificial
and do
intelligence.
this.
They don't call him the
'Cause,
god of modern AI for nothing.
it might be
Hank has
hard to
showed over
decide,
and
so I'm
over
gonna
again
hide
that
the
he's an
chat.
integral part of the Marvel Universe.
Not just by ways of his scientific contributions or victories in battle, but by proving that heroes come in all shapes and sizes.
Yep.
This
I'm
episode
going
is
to miss the
sponsored by
end
BetterHelp.
quotes, but
It
yeah.
can be easy to spend all your time on
And
your
a
work,
sponsorship.
your friends, your family.
Great.
But how much time do you actually...
Pretty
Alright.
typical for Ray until one fateful night when
I
he
have
took a
it,
walk to take his mind off a frustrating experiment and saw a meteor fall
Yep.
from the sky.
He ran off to the crash and found himself a life-changing piece of a white dwarf star. And immediately started messing around with it. Who wouldn't?
He discovered that he could focus ultraviolet rays through it and shrink inanimate objects. There was just one problem. When he shrunk things, they exploded. Every time.
I do not see the problem. Sounds like he found a foolproof way of blowing stuff up. Case closed.
Ray was determined to figure out how to shrink objects without blowing them up. But first, he went on a hike with his nature club. And as a fellow scientist, I have to question his priorities.
But hey, it seems...
I mean, he has
I
to do his own
support
stuff,
it.
too.
Different hikes for different mics, am I right?
While
Who's
in a
that
cave,
guy?
The ceiling suddenly collapsed, trapping everyone inside. After searching high and low for another exit, Ray found a small opening and had an idea.
Oh,
He
that's
could try to
cool.
shrink
That's
himself
actually
down
kind
and
of
get help,
a cool item skill.
even if it meant he might explode before he got the chance.
But he didn't explode. I hope this story has a happy ending at least.
I like how
But
Boomstick
Ray
is
determined there must
disappointed.
have been something special about him that made him uniquely immune to the explosive fate. Something super scientifically convenient that we never get any more information on.
So he got to work and created himself a suit to harness the power of the White Dwarf Star and became the Atom.
Adam uses the white dwarf fragment to decrease his size while having control over his density, which makes a lot of sense considering that white dwarfs have the mass of a star, like the sun, but their volume is more like the Earth's, making them among the densest objects in space.
Just a teaspoon of the stuff could weigh up to 100 tons. That's one strong spoon.
When Adam shrinks and shifts his weight, he's actually sending his extra mass to a dimension called the mass zone.
Where, Adam could maybe
The
live
mass
forever.
zone.
At one point, Ray's apprentice, Ryan Choi, was murdered by Deathstroke, but willed some of his mass to the mass zone and was able to survive in that dimension. So these guys can potentially cheat death, but would be stuck there without any outside help.
But from one scientist to another, what's most impressive is Ray's creation of the Bio Belt. That's what allows Adam to use the power of the White Dwarf and shrink while maintaining any weight, from immaterial to his full 180 pounds. There's even been times where it's stated that he was able to become almost as dense as a white dwarf star itself for a few seconds.
Boomstick is as
Also
dense
how
as
he
a
can
white
travel
dwarf
through
star.
phone lines or through the air, on currents or light beams. Over time, Ray has spread out the white dwarf power to other parts of his suit, and now the bio belt acts as a utility belt for his shrunken weapons and tech. It also prevents his size or mass from being altered by any outside forces.
And while he can only increase his size back to his natural 6 feet in height, his ability to shrink is near limitless. He can travel between subatomic space to the
So he can only
microverse,
shrink.
the foundation of all reality in the DC universe, where atoms become the size of planets.
Typically, he can increase back to his normal size with such force he can smash through diamonds. So if Adam increases his size too much while still within the microverse, he could blow up the entire fabric of reality from the inside out.
Shrinking down to that size means that he can shrink small enough to rearrange atoms themselves.
Yep, Ray can take individual molecules and rapidly expand them to cook up a small nuclear blast in the palm of his hand. Oh, Ray Palmer. I just got that.
He also once disarmed a bomb by rearranging its atoms. At that size, he can move at the velocity of light. So fast and so randomly, he basically acted as a barrier between any and all possible atom combinations. But come on, there's no science.
Hey, it's Boomstick with the code
to
again.
have superhuman senses or awareness to comprehend being everywhere at the same time.
It makes total sense. If you're small enough, you can fit in almost everything, everywhere, all at once. Like how you can fit an entire pizza into a calzone, and then you have a whole pizza everywhere.
I never noticed that death bow pin. That's actually kind of cool.
Science is pizza.
No, science is all I have. Why are you doing this to me?
On top of all of Ray's amazing inventions and abilities, he's also got
Boomstick
some more
should
classic
become the
weapons,
scientist.
like a laser blaster and a frickin' sword he used to fight a giant
Maybe he's not so
crocodile.
dumb after all.
Relative to his size.
That was when Ray was believed to be dead, but was actually just stuck at 6 inches tall and stranded in the Amazon rainforest, where he encountered an alien race known as the Catarthans.
And get this, he ended up leading a rebellion against their tyrant king and became the ruler of all the Kardashians.
And his heroism didn't stop there. The Atom was a very well-respected hero, and was even asked to join the Justice League of America shortly after it was formed.
He fought alongside Batman and his best bud, Hawkman. And you don't fight with those guys without picking up a thing or two.
Impressive combat skills
Hawkman?
aside, Adam's greatest
No one
contribution
knows
to the legendary
Hawkman.
team was always his incredible mind.
He once created kryptonite inside of Superman by realizing that if he gathered up enough Kryptonian protons, they would eventually become radioactive.
While stranded in limbo, Adam realized that if the Flash sped up the rate of a nuclear reaction's stellar evolution to exhaust its core, they could turn a fire demon into a black hole and use it as a wormhole to get back to Earth.
He's a brilliant, hard-working, and determined scientist that never stops working on a problem until he's found a solution. I mean, if I figured out how to blow stuff up as well as he did, I would have stopped right there. I'm the hero that blows stuff up. Wouldn't even need to change my name.
Ray Palmer lived the dream, going from research scientist to legendary superhero. He picked up the pieces presented to him and built something greater than the sum of its parts.
Who knew this tiny titan with massive brains would have just as much brawn to back it up?
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Mint Mobile.
It's no surprise.
I like the
inflation is
phone sound
everywhere.
effect.
There's no escaping it. And if you're looking for a break, look no further than Mint Mobile.
It's the first company to sell a premium wireless service online only.
You can save a ton
Yeah,
and order from home.
something was
with
wrong with my
plans
computer
starting
for a
at just
second, but
$15 a month.
yeah, I'm gonna look over this again. I'm glad I'm not showing the chat because they would be watching the fight by now and be like, oh shit, Ant-Man won, or oh shit, Adam won. So yeah, I'm just going to go back and review it, and yeah, I'll be right back with my decision. Because I don't want to get it wrong for a third time. Actually, no, technically fourth time. I got Sauron vs. Lich King wrong, but I never reacted to that one.
To get your new wireless...
If I'm being entirely honest, I have no clue. Ant-Man has a couple advantages, like being probably faster, nanoseconds versus speed of light. Don't know which one is faster, I'm guessing on the former. Adam is for sure stronger, and he's like potentially more versatile too, so there's that. Ant-Man is smarter and has defeated more impressive foes, including Ultron, and he even like decoded Ultron. He's that smart, so he's probably smarter too because he was also Scientist Supreme. But Adam is the better shrinker because he can shrink beyond reality itself. But he can't grow like Ant-Man can, so I honestly have no clue. But I have more leniency towards betting on Adam. And also, the speed thing, Adam could be faster. I don't know which one is, but I'm betting on Adam. Hopefully I don't get this shit wrong like I have for the past 3 times. Alright.
Combatants are set. We've run the data through
I'm
all
also not
possibilities.
gonna mute it. I'm gonna credit the song. Alright.
You should pick on someone your own size, relatively speaking. How did you do this? It's laced with a particle I've never seen before. They're called Pym particles. And I'm Hank Pym, Scientist Supreme. You should have knocked.
Okay.
You're using pieces of a white dwarf star? That's cute.
Everything we needed already existed. You just needed to be smart enough to put the pieces together. Scientist Supreme?
I like it how they know stuff about each other.
Did you know that at any given moment, There are about 2.5 million ants under your feet.
I mean, that makes sense, but why are you bringing that up right now?
Okay.
Took you long enough. Okay, let's try this.
Oh yeah, that was one of the advantages I forgot to mention. He could shrink Adam, but Adam has resistances to that, so I don't think he can.
I'll hack his belt. You lay low and let me know what you find. Huh?
Nice try.
Okay.
If I search every electron path in his gun and study their probability wave functions, I just might be able to.
Okay.
What's happening? He must be reaching his limit. If we don't get out of here quick, he's gonna destroy all of reality. Now, my pets! You have your tricks and your tools, but I created something beyond the limits of human existence.
Is Ant-Man gonna win?
I operate on a scale you can't even comprehend.
Wait, Adam's not done yet.
You can't be afraid to think big.
Ah, shit. I should have chose Ant-Man. At least it was close.
Ant-Man and Adam both had many answers to each other's abilities and arsenals. Both were able to store various weapons at a shrunken state.
Yep, smarter.
Both were trained
Oh,
in
Ant-Man was
both could
stronger.
obviously keep up with each other's ability to shrink at will.
Though there was one small thing Adam couldn't answer to. The ants! Hank's bond with his pet
That
had
is
some
true.
small advantages, and Ray just didn't have enough anti-ant tools in his bio belt.
But in Adam's defense, the fact that he could punch with a fist packed with all of his mass meant that a close-up fight, while small, would leave Hank with few options since he can only punch with his normal human strength.
Even still, all
True.
Ant-Man would need to do is keep his dissed ants with the help of his insect confidence and devise another plan of ant
The
attack.
end pun better be
Something
having to do with
Ant has no
ants. I know it's
shortage of.
going to, but
For
better.
instance, Ant-Man could alter Adam's size thanks to the Pym particle field he generates.
Exactly, but you
Hank would just
resist
need to
that.
stall long enough to remove or disable Adam's bio belt, and he's had no trouble hacking enemy tech in the past.
But even with the bio
True.
belt busted, it wouldn't stop Adam's ability to shrink, since the white dwarf power is contained throughout his suit. Destroying the belt only meant that Ant-Man could alter Adam's size.
Whereas Hank has literally rewritten his own biology to prevent outside size alteration.
That
And
too.
while Adam's
They were
abilities
both
are
resistant to their
impressive,
things.
They are limited, and Ant-Man simply aren't, at least by comparison. Hank could always match Ray's size or just take the fight to the overspace where he would have the edge, both physically and mentally.
The overspace can mess with the human mind, but we've seen that Hank can handle it.
But if the Scientist Supreme is really so smart, why didn't he just immediately go up Adam's butt and blow him up from the inside?
What's wrong with you, Wiz? Aren't you a fellow man of science?
This is the meanest thing you've ever done to me.
Adam sized up Ant-Man, but in the end, he was the one who had to say, Uncle.
The winner
Huh?
is Ant-Man.
Well, hey. It was a good premiere. It was a close match, even though I got it wrong for the fourth fucking time. And, yeah, and technically, no matter what, this is the best season 10 episode so far. So, yeah, you gotta give it that. Hopefully there's, like, not a lot of Marvel vs. DC matches. I'm looking at you, season 7. So, yeah, let's look at what the next time trailer is, and let's see if it's a more interesting match. I mean, this was an interesting match by far, but there was gonna be some better ones, especially in this season and the hype it brings.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, we have a new Death Battle releasing every 2 weeks this year. And click the join button to get new perks and extra content. Planet level members even see Death Battles before anyone else, so don't miss out.
Alright, what is it? They're doing that battle already? Okay. Last Dragonborn versus, fuck, I forgot his name. Chosen Undead. Okay. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a very close match. I liked it. Yeah. So, anyway, hopefully I come back with new stuff. I mean, I'm gonna be back in a week, and, like, not in a week, 2 weeks for the next one, whether you like it or not, anyway. So, yeah. So, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and see you next time.